websites, .org are for organizational websites, PK are for the countries, and educational websites also for educational or academic institutions. So you get an idea from the domain name as well that what this website is going to give as an information in it, right? So commercial websites always, obviously will be having some information that will be like commercial, like buying and selling things, and obviously .edu website will be those websites that have an educational purpose. So you can identify the purpose of the website from the domain name as well. Then comes web searching tools. First one of them we're going to discuss a little more about the most commonly used example of that one is Google. Google, which is the most commonly used search engine, you can also use Yahoo, but the most widely used search engine is Google. What Google has, it has obviously links to the web pages, different web pages. It isn't a database. You all have an understanding of this, right? We're going to see what is a database is, but this is basically a search engine. So search engine does what? It actually retrieves you links from different websites for the words that you search for, right? Simply relating to the terms, and then it retrieves the links for you. Then the results depend upon the type of the search tool. You normally use keywords on it, right? Not putting the whole sentence, but putting the keywords, specific terms. And then for full text, let's see if you find a full text over there, you click on the links and you download the full text article from that links. So it basically refers to different websites and it gives you those links. For successful information search, obviously number one thing you need to learn the online search skills. Secondly, you need to choose the right search engine. Google hits a return and rank according to this is general information that I just discussed. That what Google does is that it actually retrieves links for the number of times a term has appeared on the internet, right? So the relevancy, it builds up the relevancy and it then brings those links on the top, or the pages that you see at the top. These are the ones that have been most commonly used. Then comes a basic searching concept. So first one of them, the first concept is a database. Can anyone tell me, I do have a habit of asking questions a little bit, so can anyone tell me what is your understanding of a database? Or if you want to just elaborate. Do you think there is a difference between a search engine and a database?
Basically, database is a kind of repository.
Okay.
Basically, database is a whole repository that accumulates all the articles and other writing material.
Exactly. You're talking basically about scholarly databases. There are different types of databases. The ones that you're talking about are scholarly ones.
Yes, scholarly.
That have articles and journals and theses.
Published articles.
Published articles. Yes, books and theses and journals and them. So scholarly databases are one of the types of databases. So yes, you want to say something? It is a sort of, in simple words, you can say it's a warehouse. It's a collection of all those facts, figures, information, right? But we cannot say we cannot define a search engine with this term, with this definition, right? It only brings us the links. So normally, why am I stressing on this point? Because normally people like they mingle between mix the two terms. Database, search engine, sometimes they think that probably Google is a database because it retrieves us information. No, it only brings you the links. Whereas when you search in a database, we're going to perform some searches over here as well. But when you search in a database, it is very specific search. And the information is in the database, it is indexed in it. So the information is retrieved from those databases, and then that is why you have to be very specific. Google में you can put any query and it brings you anything, right? You can just put a random query, it brings you anything, but you cannot just put anything in a database. You have to be very specific with your words, with your terms, with your keywords, right? Because random searches don't work in databases. That is why you normally have 0 results when you search in a database. Sometimes, or most of the time. This is why, because you're not having a specific query, you're not putting in a specific query, right? So we're going to see what are the techniques to do that. So database is obviously an organized collection of facts and information. A database has records in it. So whatever is indexed in a database, it's a record, it's an individual unit. And you search those records in certain fields. Like for example, if you like go to any of your institution's database to see your record, or if we take the example of FCC database and we want to see my record or your record, obviously you will be searching it with your name, right? Either by your name or by your roll number or your ID or your subject probably. So these are fields that we search information in, right? So this is what we need to know about a database. Okay, now we've now reached to the part of doing some demonstrations here. So if anyone of you has a laptop, you can open it and you can perform it with me. Otherwise, you can just note down the techniques that I've written here or I'm going to perform over here. These will be very helpful to you while performing searching on all the search engines and also on the databases. So abhi ke liye we're going to have a search on power searching with Google. Like we have been doing Google searches quite normally. Normally we see Google like this. We search on Google like this, right? This is the one search bar that we search on. But Google also has a hidden search, advanced search feature. So it also works smartly. We have to play smartly with Google if we want to retrieve relevant results in lesser time. Right? As you all know that when you search on Google, you get trillions and millions of results. And the first thing that you see is, and you get a lot of frustration from seeing what I've got, like trillions and millions of results, and I have to scrutinize all of them to get to the ones that are relevant to mine. So that is a big fuss. To make it very easy, we have some search techniques with us to perform in Google so that we can play smart with Google and do power searching with it. So the first one is let me just show you which one I'm going to perform over here. This one is the one that I'm going to perform here is searching a particular file format. So Wi-Fi password. Wi-Fi 69. Can you disconnect their Wi-Fi? Okay, so we're going to perform searching a particular file format on Google. How you can do that? Now you can just write down this particular syntax that I've highlighted over here. Can you all see? It's called the term, the demo term that I'm going to perform is leadership, right? So you can type leadership. Let me just perform it over here. Leadership. Press colon and then type file type.
But there is a problem.
Press colon.
File type, and then PDF only. But then you have to relate it to a certain
Column and then followed by a particular file format. Like for example, many times you need to prepare presentations or you need to find PowerPoint slides on a particular topic or you need to find some Word documents, right? So the other way is just putting a random query on Google and then scrutinizing the whole results. The other way is doing like this, putting in the query in a proper syntax. And then what results would you be having? You will be having all the results that are having the PowerPoint or the file extension that you wanted, right? Like for example, I'm searching for leadership PowerPoint slides. So I will type in PPT, the file extension, okay? Not PowerPoint, but the file extension, and then press enter. When you've done that, you can see at the results, if you scroll down, all of the results are having PowerPoint slides. There is no mixing in the results. कोई links नहीं है, कोई blogs नहीं है, कोई websites नहीं है. They're just PowerPoint slides. You can replace it with any other file extension. Let's say RTF, HTML, or any other file extension, PDF, XLS, right? So this would help you finding a proper file extension with a file format with using the proper file extension.
We change it to doc.
Doc? Okay. And for example, you want to replace it with DOC, so you need to do that by DOCX. Obviously, the kind of abhi jo version chal raha that is DOCX. So we will type in docs and then search for this. So you have doc files, right? So this is an easy way to search for a particular file format in Google within lesser time. Okay, then there is another syntax. Just let me know when you're not clear, I'll stop there and I'll explain it again. Okay, then there is another syntax that is called searching within a website with Google. Searching for a particular term or a particular concept, you want results from a particular website. That you can do by using this syntax. That is called, again, I've taken the demo term as education, right? And I'm going to perform it right over here. Followed by cite a URL, right? So let's say I want the word education to be searched in the don.com website, right? So I would type in don.com without putting www and don't put http, just type in don.com or any other like tvtimes.com or newyorktimes.com, any other website, but don't include www or http, and then press enter. When you've done that, have a look at the links. Do you see the links? So most all of these links have been retrieved from don.com. Do you see this green link appearing beneath every result that has Google retrieved? So every result or every hit that has been retrieved is retrieved from the don.com website for this particular term that I have searched for. Yes? Can you give the mic to?
I just want to ask if we can get the slides as well.
You want to see the slide?
Yeah, can we get the slides in an email later?
Yes, you can have these slides in the email. But you can also note it down if you want. So this is searching for a particular term within a particular website. It's not that searching for a term which हम normally किसी website पे जाके ऊपर search bar में डालते हैं and then we search within a particular website. It's something different from that. So you search for the term or the concept or the topic that you're searching for from a particular website. You retrieve it from Google using this syntax. Then we have some other search techniques that search for pages with words in particular fields. Now, this comes in need when you want to search for a particular information. Let's say you're searching for an article, right? A research article. And you want the following terms or the relevant terms to appear in the title of the article, right? Just in the title of the article. So you would use these search techniques like this. Abhi I'm going to put a demo of it. Just have to have a brief overview of that. That if you want to search for some terms within a title, right? Then you can do that in Google by just typing in this syntax, right? So how am I going to do that? So it's taking the same example. Education, and I want it to appear in the title. It says in title colon and then followed by, without any spaces, just put in or the term that you're searching for, and then press enter. So when the results will be retrieved, you will see that education or whatever the word or topic you're searching for is appearing in the title. So you have to understand the concept of it. The term that you're searching for in title only appears, you're requiring it to appear in the title. That's why you're having the hits that are having the terms appearing in the title of the article or the information source. Okay. Then there is another option in it which is called, it says all in title. So when you put all in title, that means whether one or two or three terms, whatever combination you are having, you are asking the search engine to have all these terms appearing at the same time in the title, right? So this is to combine if two or three or more terms appearing at the same time. So when you do so, you could just put a comma here and then put society, the other keyword, and you're noticing that I'm putting not putting the sentences but the keywords, right? So you have to do it like this. So when you do that, you will be having education and society, both the terms appearing in the titles of the links that you have retrieved on Google. Right? So this is a smarter technique to search for articles, journal articles, let's say author names that you want to search in Google and you want them to appear in titles, specific titles, then you go do it this way. Back to the presentation. There's one last point that I need to, since it was relevant to Google, so I thought that this is worth mentioning, which is Google Scholar. Are you all familiar with Google Scholar? I hope you all are faculty members and students and researchers, so you're all quite familiar with Google Scholar, but we're going to have a short demo of it. How many of you have used Google Scholar? Can you please raise your hand? Okay, while all of you are familiar with Google Scholar, so for those who haven't used it, you just type in Google name, just type in Google Scholar and open it. This is how Google Scholar interface appears. Right? So this is I can say this is a more filtered version of Google for those who want to search scholarly publications. Right? एक तरीका that we do the other way on the simple Google mode, right? जो हम करते हैं. But the other one is Google Scholar. That is the more specific filter that you apply to Google. That is another Google mode in which you won't be having any other random websites or blogs. You'll only be having research articles and publications in your search. So it will help you search for research articles, journals, theses, dissertations, even ebooks on through Google Scholar. And the advantage is that you don't get to see irrelevant results in it, right? Any blog post and any other Wikipedias, they're not included in it. So this is quite easier for researchers and academicians to search material on. So it's quite easy to search and again just use keywords like and then you have a link, a list of hits. Again, it's not a database, right? So what happens is, जिन्होंने use किया है, you all know that it actually takes us to a database website. Normally, it would be Science Direct or it would be Emerald or it would be any other website, JSTOR or any other TLL and France. Are you familiar with HEC Digital Library? We're going to have a demo of it as well. But I'm taking these names. I hope you are familiar with these. Are you familiar with JSTOR? Yes. All of you. Are you familiar with Science Direct, Emerald? Emerald is not an FCC, but for those who have come from UCP and other universities, probably you have the subscription to and all those databases. So it actually takes us to those databases, different scholarly databases. And normally what happens is that this PDF thing that you see here, this PDF appears, or sometimes it's written full text. This appears when the article is in open access, when the article is free to access. Then this link appears, right? Otherwise, if the article is if the database is subscribed or the article is not in free subscription or not freely accessible or not open access, then obviously you need your institutional subscription or the help of a library to get that article, right? Otherwise, these articles that are available here, normally people think that Google Scholar provides us all the things. Why do we need databases? हमें क्यों databases की ज़रूरत है जब हमें Google Scholar ये दे रहा है? ऐसा नहीं है, Google Scholar हमें सब कुछ नहीं दे रहा. Google Scholar is only giving us those that are freely available, जो open access है. So those articles that are accessible online, free or in open, we can only download those. But we cannot download those that are on subscription but that are not freely accessible, right? So this is something that you need to know. Okay, doing a literature search. This is one of the most important and the most hectic stage of researching, right? Those researchers who are in the process of research or doing synopsis and doing researches and all the faculty members, we all know that this is one chapter that takes most of our time, probably because collecting data from all the possible sources is a mundane task. It's a very heavy duty task and it's a quite massive work. And it's not like कि आप 2-3 articles कर लेंगे तो आपका literature review हो जाएगा. No, you have to cover every possible aspect of your topic. The scope of your topic has to be covered by your literature, either in favor or in the case the claims has to be there, right? So for literature review, you have to you obviously all know that you need to search for and find all the possible sources, either in print or in electronic format. So you go to the libraries as well, you go to different archives as well, you go to databases, you search the internet to get all possible information, right? So this is what I've just chalked down here for those who are new to literature review, that doing a literature search, for that, what sources basically you should be consulting. What are those main sources that shouldn't be like overlooked or should be left? First thing first, since we have internet at our fingertips, so we normally forget the library. That we have to search the library as well. Library portal, every library most probably हर library के पास portal है. But we do have a portal at here at FCC. We also have a portal. That is the library portal. So don't forget to search the library portal for your literature search as well. हम लोग normally क्या करते हैं? We're like very convenient with our literature search. So we go to Google and search for all the possible articles that we can get in full text and all that. But we normally forget to consult our textbooks as well, or these reference sources as well. But these are quite helpful. So you should be consulting these as well. Library portal, I'm going to show you the library portal of FC College. So those who are from FC, they need to know that what we have in the library and how you can search the portal. I'm not going to have a complete demo of it, just an intro. This is the library portal, and let me show you the library website as well. This is our library's website, Youth Memorial Library's website, and this is one place where you will find all the library information, sources, and everything here. So you search. It has everything. I'll show you other sources as well. But for the portal, you can just put in the URL as well. Otherwise, just go to the website and click on this. Quick links may you have this link, fifth link called library portal. So when you open it, you will be having this web page. So this is the library iPortal where you search for all the collection that is available in the library.
If you only show the HEC digital library portal, then that will be more understandable for everyone.
Okay. Okay. So this is what the library iPortal is. We're going to switch to
Library iPortal actually is the library catalog. So whatever we have in our library catalog, we might not have it, but whatever we have in the HEC digital library, maybe everyone has.
Yes. Okay, so we were having this idea of just having, if we just go through these resources, so we have to consult our library iPortal, we have to consult journal articles first thing first, we have to consult encyclopedias, which are available in the library reference section. Textbooks as well, dictionaries, which will obviously give you the meanings of that. Directories, quite helpful. Handbooks and yearbooks are also available in the library, so you can consult these. Dissertations and theses in print. We do consult dissertations and theses online, but we have to see what are our local publications, what have been done previously in our local perspective. So for that, you need to consult our theses that are in your departments or in your library. So you have to consult that for your thesis if it's relevant to your topic or not. Online scholarly databases, that is what HEC Digital Library is. A collection, or you can say a consortium of all the scholarly databases that we have got subscription to, and more, I'm sure that you all of the universities that you come from, they also have an access to HEC Digital Library resources. The resources might be different, collection might be different, but they're all like almost the same. Some of them are like multidisciplinary resources, so they're common in all of the institutions. And then some digital repositories, and lastly a discovery service. We do have a discovery service, that is a Summon Discovery Service. I'm going to show you that as well. Let's have a look on Summon Discovery Service. What is a discovery service? Basically, it is a one search box that helps you search all the sources, HEC sources, from one search box. So on our library website, this is where you can search for all the HEC Digital Library sources. This search bar that the cursor is in. So this searches all the HEC Digital Library sources. I'm going to perform a search here, and it also has some filters. Since this presentation is all about advanced searching skills, so we're going to see what searching skills it offers us, and what are the different advanced search techniques that we can apply here. What are the filters that we can apply and narrow down our searches to our need. Right? So we're going to perform a search here. Let's say, for example, we search for this is a keyword I'm going to put in, and then press enter. When you do so, you will be led to the HEC Digital, to a page that searches material, articles, books, theses, all the scholarly content from all of the HEC Digital Library databases. Right? So on the left hand side panel, now this is what you have. These are the results. On the left hand side panels, there are some filters here to apply for on your searches. So it completely depends upon your need, what filter you want to apply. So for example, you want only full text articles in your searches, and you want to only see those. So just check mark full text articles. Then scroll down, you will see another filter that says content type. So this actually specifies what type of content you require. Either you want journal articles, or you want publications, or you want dissertations or thesis. If you want all of them, just check mark all of them. Otherwise, if you want a very specific content type, just check mark this. Let's say I want only journal articles, so I check mark only journal articles, and it would exclude all the books from the search. If I hadn't done that, it will be a mix of all those content types, right? But when I've specified it, it will only be having journal articles in the search. Then there is another filter that says publication date range. So it's a filter that is called date range filter, right? So obviously, as the name suggests, like for example, mostly queries come to us, and normally faculty and students ask that we want articles, research articles that have been published within the date range, we want the most recent ones. We don't want the older ones. So we want articles that are published after 2000, right, or after 2015. So this is where you put a limit on your search to exclude all those articles that have been published before or after that particular date range. So how do you do that? You can either type in, let's say I want it from 2000 to publication, and it's the publication date range, right? So from 2000 to, let's say, 2018. When I done that, I would be only having results retrieved from different websites and databases that are published between 2000 to 2018. Right? This is how I narrow down my publication date range search. Otherwise, if you don't want to specify it that much, just click on last 12 months or published in last 3 years or published in last 5 years. This will help you narrow down your searches on this. Then you can also narrow it down by discipline. Let's say you want molecular pathology just to study in biology, and you don't want any other aspect or any other facet coming mixing in this query. Then you just check mark biology. So all those results that are relevant and in relation with molecular pathology and biology will be retrieved from your results. And it's completely upon your need. It's not necessary to apply all the filters. If something is not like compatible to your need, then just leave it. Don't apply that filter. It would affect your search. And lastly, even again, you want to be more specific with the subject terms, then do that. Otherwise, just leave it. And language filter, we don't normally use this, but once the query came to me that they wanted articles in French language from HEC Digital Library. So this is where this language filter is used. So, but we all normally want them in English language, so you can just leave it because all the results are coming in the same language. So this is the HEC Digital Summer Discovery Service was to search for all the HEC Digital Library, and this also gives you a snippet. Also, it also has this feature that is called Cite This Item. ये बाकी तो emailing and all that है, but there are two ways. Either you can import your citation if you want, if some article is relevant to your need and you want a citation of that. Then either you import or export this to a particular software if you have it, a citation management software. Otherwise, just click on this. Basically, you just cite this the box and it gives you the citation of that article or journal or thesis that you are viewing or the book. Then you can copy and paste it in your document or your thesis or research work where you're working. Just click on this site. This actually gives you right? So this is APA citation format, right? The citation style that you want, you can choose from here. Otherwise, this is normally the APA citation, and you will copy this and paste it in your document or in your research work script that you're working on. Okay. Then now we're going to see a little bit of HEC Digital Library. HEC Digital Library, which is very common to all of you. We have, for all those who are from FCC, this is where you need to go to how you can access HEC Digital Library on campus. So you need to go to the library website and click on Info Resources and click on Online Databases. ये drop down menu खुलेगा, उसमें third link है, that is Online Databases. So you click on this, and this is a list. It gives you a list of all the resources online scholarly databases that we have got a subscription to. This is basically a mixed list of some free and HEC and FCC resources. But जिनके साथ HEC लिखा हुआ है, these are all HEC resources that we have. I'm going to show you some resources that are quite helpful and particular to your needs. इसी list में we have a source that is called ProQuest dissertations and thesis. Anyone has used it before? ProQuest dissertations and thesis global. Okay, quite a few. As you know, the name suggests that this is a source that is used to access just thesis and dissertations, right? So it's a global source for thesis and dissertation access, and it has like over 1 million theses in it, quite extensive subject coverage and disciplines in it. How you're going to search in it? It's quite easy to search in it. This is the search bar. This is the basic search bar. If you want to go for advanced search, that is quite easy as well. But just for a demo, this is the search bar. Let's say again, let's say you need to type in your topic if you want to search for theses and dissertations on your topic or your keywords. Just type in the keywords here. Otherwise, just the topic, basics from your topic. And after putting the keyword, just check mark full text. If you don't do so, अगर आप ये नहीं करेंगे तो क्या होगा? आपके results में mixing आएगी. वो the article, the thesis that are not even accessible, there are few, but even those will be in your results. So it will cause you a little hassle. So just check mark full text so that you can only get the links that are available in full text and can be downloaded in PDF. So once you've done that, this is what we have got. This much is the number that we have retrieved for the topic or the keyword type. Again, on the left hand side panel, for the advanced filters that we have here is limit to full text that we have done. Publication date, it's very similar to the one that we just applied in HEC Digital Library Summer Discovery Service. So the good thing about this presentation is whatever search techniques we're going to discuss and learn over here, if you're like applying it on, if you're hands-on with them on any one of the databases, it's quite similar for all of the databases as well. बाकी सब में भी वही apply होती है, सिर्फ technique थोड़ी सी या name different होगा, but the technique is exactly the same. So once you learn these techniques, it's quite easy to search on all of the databases, right? So there will be no hesitation for any of you to search or explore any new database. So publication date, again, you enter a date range and then update. You have a subject here, subject discipline, and then you have an index of keyword term if anything you want to add in it. Then you have a university or institution filter. So if you want theses and articles only from University of South California, then you apply this filter and it will only retrieve you theses and dissertations from that institution. Otherwise, there will be a mix, right? And lastly, there is another, that is university or institution location, that is the country, most probably. So, for most of the, okay, let's just remove this. For location, yes. Click on more. Let's see what Pakistan has on this topic if they're indexed in it. So, yeah, Pakistan, we have 4 theses and dissertations on this keyword, that is education, right? So if you want to include Pakistan for theses and dissertations for this topic, then do that. Click on Pakistan, and it will retrieve you theses and dissertations from Pakistan on this topic, right? These are very few, but obviously बहुत सारे होंगे. But इस database में this is something that is indexed from Pakistan in this database. Then there is another resource that you need to see is it's for ebooks, and that is called ProQuest eBook Central. ProQuest eBook Central, this one. The older name was eBraily, but the newer name is ProQuest eBook Central, and again it has like 72,000 plus ebooks in it. I just want to show its advanced search features and how you can normally access books from it here. So it's a collection of ebooks. It only gives you ebooks. There are no articles, no thesis, no dissertations in it, just ebooks. So you can search for, it's a big reservoir of ebooks, academic ebooks. So you just again type in the topic over here, or you can click on advanced search and go to, now these are the fields, these are fields. So you can select whether you want the term to appear in, let's say it's education, or it contains, and if you want it to be a keyword, then go with the keyword. Or otherwise, if you want it to appear in the title, you want books that are having this word in their title, then search for this, then select this title and then search for it. So you will be having books that have education word in the title, and these are the books. Now, what happens when you want to read any one of these, or just make use of those? So for those who were in FCC, we have a subscription to these these books, and there are two ways to read them. Either you read it online or you download the whole book. Reading online is again quite an experience, but for downloading, we're going to discuss it again. For reading online, when you click on that, you will see the complete book available over here. Have anyone of you has ever used Google Books? Google Books. So those who have used Google Books, you might have experienced that the books in Google Books is they're not always having all of the pages, right? There's some skipping, there's some pages missing from the text. So obviously you cannot view and access the whole book, but this is not the case here. In eBay or in ProQuest eBook Central, the book is available in full text, right? So there is no page missing, and you can view and access and read and copy paste material from any of the page from any of these books. So this is available in full text. There is a panel, a navigation panel on the left hand side with the chapters. I'm not going to go on that. It's quite easy. The options on the top, the tools, these are our e-reader tools, right? So you need to know these. And one thing that you need to know is when you are downloading the book, when it comes to downloading the whole book, you need to have a login on eBrary, and it's free. You can create your free login on eBrary, your personal login on eBrary. Once you've done that, you have your personal account on eBrary or on ProQuest eBook Central, and then you can download the whole book from there, right? This is what I wanted to mention. And otherwise, you can just copy and paste some text from here. This Google Books does not allow this feature as well. Google Books आपको copy भी नहीं करने देता. It only allows you to read online. But this is one of the best features of it, that you can actually copy a text. If you like a paragraph, you want to paraphrase or rephrase or take some idea from it, you can copy and paste it and then rephrase it whatever you want to do with it, and then you can use it in your script or your research work. So it allows you to copy paste, then it allows you to get the citation as well. Again, so click on get citation of the book that you're reading, click the format, and then you can export it, otherwise just copy it. Export to a software, or if you don't have a software, then just copy it from here and paste it in your script or research work, where in the references section. And it also allows you to highlight material while you are reading the book. So as you see, अभी मैंने click किया, I haven't signed in. मैंने अपना login personal sign नहीं किया हुआ, so that's why it is asking me to sign in. Otherwise, if I signed in, it would be quite easy for me to highlight a text from here and then add notes to it. So it actually highlights that material, and then you can add annotations to it. It's just like reading a print book. जैसे आप print book read करते हो, you take annotations, आप sticky notes लगा देते हैं, आप annotations ले लेते हैं. It's just like annotating the print book, online book on e-reader using these features. So this was about reading online. But when it comes to downloading the book, this is what we want to discuss. So when you want to download the book again, you need to have a login here. It will ask you to log in. Once you log in here, the book will be downloaded in Adobe Digital Edition software automatically. It will be downloaded in that, and it would be loaned to you. वो आपको loan की जाएगी for a particular time period. जैसे यहाँ लिखा है for 120 days. It's like 4 months, right? So the time period is that what you decide. जब आप उसको open करते हैं तो आपको options देता है 30 days, 60 days, 120 days. So you can loan it, get it on loan from library, Procast eBook Central on loan, and after that time period, the expiry time period, the book will be self-destructed, right? But you can always get it on, yes, it's a self-destructing file. So when it's expired, digital rights management due to DRM applied on it, it will be like vanished. But you can always get it again on loan after another session, right? So it's not like एक दफा expire होगी तो आप दोबारा ले नहीं सकते. But once the loan period has been expired, it's just like checking out a book from the library, right? So once you have done that, you can always get it on loan in another session. Once you again log into the library, you can get that book again. So this was about eBrary Advanced Search. Okay, now we have some advanced search techniques. Some particular techniques that we normally use, and that is common to all of the databases, even on Google as well. So first one of them, the only technique, and that is Boolean technique or Boolean searching. So Boolean searching or Boolean technique is what? It's a Boolean logic technique. That Boolean logic में 3 operators होते हैं, right? And, or, not. So you apply these operators, you apply these connectors in your search to control the number of results as well, and to make specific and broader searches, right? So I'm just going to give you a brief idea of these, and then we're going to perform and see what databases have these techniques in them. So and पहला जो operator, that is and Boolean operator. So and Boolean operator क्या करता है? It allows you to search for both the terms appearing at the same time. So if there are 2 or more terms and you connect those with and Boolean operator, then what would happen that both the terms will be appearing in the results at the same time. Also, the number of results will be reduced, a little reduced. It will be a specific search. Like for example, global warming or sea level, ये 2 different concepts हैं. But if you want to connect them with and Boolean operator, that means you're asking the search engine to search for global warming and sea level appearing at the same time. So results would be a little lesser. If you replace it with or, obviously you're asking the search engine to search for either global warming or sea level or both the terms. So क्या होगा? आपके results increase होंगे या decrease होंगे? Increase होंगे, right? Because we are asking for a variety of results in our search. So when we apply or, we are asking either of the possibilities. Either give me global warming or give me climate change or give me both the terms. So वो जितने भी results हैं, वो जितने भी hits हैं, वो जितने भी websites हैं, जिनमें ये सारे words appear हो रहे हैं, वो सब ले आएगा, right? Either they're along with them or they're separately in their full text, ये सब उठा ले आएगा. So not क्या है? Not actually exclude a query facet from your search. Let's say you only want global warming, don't want climate change to be a part of it. So you would exclude it from your search query. We're going to go to Google to perform it. I'm going to show you कि Google में ये कैसे perform होता है and also on different databases. So for Google, it's like this. And it's capital and not small and. When I've done that, I can have look at the results this way. when I want to apply not Boolean operator in this, how would I do that? C level से in Google में specifically अगर आप not लगा रहे हैं तो आपको type नहीं करना not, just put a minus sign before this, before the term that you want to exclude. So if it's C level you want to exclude, press this and then search for this, and then you will be only having global and no C level in the results or in the searches. But for any of the databases, like for example JSTOR. Okay, JSTOR is a very common and very famous database that helps you search articles and thesis. This is JSTOR. I guess you're familiar with this feature. Again, ये जो जितनी भी search techniques है that we are discussing and all those limiters and filters, they're all available in every database for its advanced search button. So when you press advanced search, you will be having a list of techniques and filters that you want to apply in your search. So you won't be seeing these techniques in the basic search feature. So you always have to click advanced search. When you click on advanced search, this is what you have in JSTOR. So let's say there are two terms, Pakistan, I want Pakistan, and just get the spellings right, and this is where and or not is. Okay, so every database has this technique common in it. Probably कोई और technique शायद ना भी हो किसी database में, लेकिन Boolean logic is something that is common to all databases. So, and this is the most important one. So you will find this technique in all the databases. So you apply and put the other query, other visit in the other field, that is, let's say Pakistan economy, and you want, obviously it's not an author, it's the title. So you want them to be in the title or in the abstract, and then you click search box, right? If you want to add another query to it. Otherwise, just if they put just two terms, then you can do it as well. अगर कोई और term हो, तो then you can actually add a field in it and just add the term. Select an access type. This is basically the accessibility. Again, narrow by articles. You want articles, you will check mark article. You want pamphlets, you want research reports, you want books, all these content types, then you want check mark, then you will check mark all these. Languages if you want to specify, otherwise just leave. Publication date if you want to specify, otherwise you can leave it. Journal or book title. This is something specific to JSTOR. If you know a particular journal that you want to search in Google, and you know the article, the title and the journal that has been published in, then just type in the journal title. Otherwise, if you don't know the journal title, just leave it. And lastly, this is something expand the disciplines below to see associate journal results for. This is something we want to like limit by, again, subject or discipline. So if it's economy, then if you want to study regarding to economics or any other subject, then you check mark that one. And after that, when you've done that, just click on search, and it will apply all those filters that you've applied in your advanced search features, and you will have the results. Right? So you can see I've got journal articles. If I haven't clicked on journal articles, what would happen? मेरे पास books भी आती, reviews भी आते, preprints, imprints, हर तरह का content type आता. I have to take it would take a lot of time to scrutinize the ones that I want. So what I've done, I've applied the filter on it, which has made it easy to check and see what material I require. Now, how do I download an article from here? If you want to see, this is a basic description, bibliographic description of the article of the journal, the article that you want to download. If you want to have a look on the complete description, just click on the title. Otherwise, click on download PDF and I accept and proceed, and it will be downloaded. It's loading. It's downloaded. Now you can save it on your desktop, wherever you want. Save your and it's now with you for the lifetime. It's a PDF file and it will be with you. So this is how you download an article from JSTOR. What other sources have these techniques in them? I'm going to show you some familiar ones. Wiley Online Library, probably you have used it. University of Chicago Press, then we have Taylor and Francis journals. Then we have Springer Link, quite famous for sciences and social sciences. ProQuest we have seen. Then Project News, we have Project News. Debate Online, College and Lash, and Cambridge University Press journals. Wiley Way, again, this is the advanced search feature button. Click on this one. Some of the features will be there, probably the names will be there, but it's like this. Title, again, put in the keyword published in. If you know the journal title or the publication work, just type in over here, date range, custom range, and then search for the keyword that you want to search for. I'm just showing you how you can search in these advanced. इसका advanced search की तरह यहाँ तो कहीं नहीं लिखा, but this settings features show you advanced search, right? This is the advanced search with all the words. अच्छा, the Boolean connectors that we just saw. JSTOR में it was like and or not, but here in Springer Link it's like with all the words. With all the words referred to and Boolean operator, right? So if you put different queries over here, like education, and any other like a computer or whatever the queries, you keep on adding the queries over here, so it would include all the words mean and Boolean operator. Then with at least one of the words refers to or Boolean operator, either of the words, कोई भी इनमें से. And without the words, obviously, not Boolean operator. This is what the title, the ones that we did right in the start, in title, all in title, ये वो वाला. This is the technique here. If you want a particular term to appear in the title, then you put the term over here, and it would only search those articles that have this word in the title. Where the author, or if you want to search any article or publication or any pieces with the author's name, then you can put in the author over here. And this is again the date range filter that we have seen previously. Right? So this is what this one is about. The next search technique, advanced search technique, is truncation. Truncation technique. It is an interesting technique, but it's not commonly used. It completely depends upon your need, whether you want to use it or not. Truncation technique is, it allows you to find various forms of one single word. Right? So for example, I'm going to show you a demo, probably that will help you understand what it means. In JSTOR, let's take an example of JSTOR. Let's say there is a word that is called color, right? A simple word, color. So we want to find variant forms of this word color in this database. How would I do that? I would type in COLO. This is a steric sign is used to truncate a term, right? So you put a steric sign at the end of the word. Word root remains the same, but again I like replaced R with the steric sign, and then I press enter. When I've done that, I will be getting a list of results. I've got a list of results now. I'm going to press Control F and then find this word color. Now, and what I've got, if I start reading the words that are highlighted, I'm getting colonial. This is some French word. Colonialism, colonialization, colonies, colonization, colonialism. Have I searched for these words? No. But I'm getting these. Why? Because the word root is exactly the same. COLO, and this is these are the variant forms of this word color. Right? And this only happens when you truncate the word in a particular database. Right? So this doesn't work in Google, so don't try this in Google. Google actually suggests you when you put in a term. आपने देखा होगा जब आप गूगल में कोई term डालते हैं, actually अभी आपने आधा ही लिखा होता है, it actually suggests you the other half, right? So it doesn't work in Google, but it works in many of the databases. So you can do it this way here. So this technique is used basically to search many forms of one single word. Then comes phrase searching, yeah, string search, phrase search or string search. What is phrase searching? It allows to search for two or more words as an exact phrase. This is helpful for all of you when you are searching for an article title or a publication title or a thesis title or a journal title or some author, specific author, then you make it a phrase and then search. I'll show you how. Again, go to Google and what happens is when you do a phrase search, the number of results are decreased a little bit, and you get the same word order. Like most of the results that the hits that you retrieve in Google, they're all having the same word order that you require. Otherwise, अगर आप इसे phrase नहीं बनाएंगे तो क्या result आएगा? The terms will be scattered. आपको results फिर भी वैसे मिलेंगे almost, but the terms will be scattered. You won't be having the exact phrase. But if you want to search it as a phrase, then type in, make it a phrase by putting a comma at the start, and let's say I want to find material on impact of education on society. And then close it in again in quotation marks. It should be enclosed in quotation marks. This is a phrase. If I do it the other way without excluding the quotation marks, then it would be a random search. But if I do it with the quotation marks, then you can see when I've done that I am getting most of the results are having the exact phrase, impact of education on society. So this will help you search for article titles or journal titles or thesis, or when you're searching for a particular author even. Just enclose it in quotation marks and then search for it. You will be having the exact phrase without just searching randomly on Google without the quotation marks. Search filters that I've just discussed and you have seen, like it includes date range and language filters, so I'm just going to move on. Proximity search. Proximity search again is very rarely used. Again, it depends upon your need whether you want to apply it or not. But I'm going to show you कि कौन से database में it's not available in all the databases. It's just available in very few databases, and I'm going to show you कौन सा है. But what basically it is, as proximity search helps you. It specifies actually the distance between the two terms you want to have appeared in a full text. Like for example, I'm going to show you. It's available in JSTOR. So again, go to JSTOR and go to Advanced Search feature. It basically adds precision to your search. So if you want to apply, you can do it this way. Pakistan, and click on this. ये जो नीचे लिखा है near 5, near 10, or near 25. This is proximity search. You want these two terms, Pakistan and economy, to appear, to have words in between them. If you select 5, there will be just 5 words in between them in the full text. And wherever these articles are, it will be retrieved in this search, near 10 or near 25. So this simply adds precision to your search, and it depends upon your need. What are the other considerations in searching techniques? Use of upper and lower case in search terms. Sometimes you have to be case sensitive with your search queries. Then using specific fields to search material, like I just said, putting title in title and selecting title. Normally क्या होता है हम we put a title but we forget to select the proper field. हम उसको author field में search कर देते हैं. Result क्या आता है? 0. And we think that database has nothing in it. So you have to look a little more keenly towards your search query, that you have to select proper fields for your keywords. If it's a title, select a title. If it's a keyword, select keyword, because it greatly impacts your search results, right? Then avoid using stop words. Stop words नहीं use करें please. Like if, and, is, the, these are ये जो sentence बनाते हैं, these are stop words. Don't put them in your search query, because Google and other databases, they don't search for these stop words. So these will be like putting ये काफी आपका mess create कर देंगे आपकी search में. Nesting the search query, that means you can combine different search queries. Like for example, इस query में literacy and education को combine किया हुआ है boolean operators से, लेकिन साथ आपने एक दूसरा boolean operator भी लगाया हुआ है. So this is nesting. You can actually combine different search queries in the search bar with different search terms. So you can always do that, nesting. Okay, this is interesting and also important. Building literature using some particular features in different databases. So we have seen some particular features in different databases that will help you build your literature on the current working paper that you're working. So पहला है JSTOR's text analyzer. So what it does, it actually helps you use your own data or your own document to search for similar articles and books on the same topic. How would you do that? JSTOR obviously सबकी institutions में available. Is JSTOR accessible in all of the institutions? Is anyone who is not familiar with JSTOR? I guess everyone is. So JSTOR is इसकी home page पे, if you go to the home page, this is where the text analyzer is. So text analyzer, if you look at this term, it actually says it's a self-defining term that it actually analyzes your text, the one that you have uploaded, and it brings similar content to your topic. So it's quite easy for you to get similar articles, theses, books, dissertations on your topic using your own data without putting any keywords. Just use your script and you can search for it. How would you do that? Click on text analyzer, and यहाँ पर it says a drop box है where you drop, either you drop your own data. अभी I don't have a demo data with me, but they have like given us a demo data. So I am going to put this data. You can upload your own, right, when you're doing your literature search. So for that, I'm going to upload it, drag this one here or upload your document. And when you've done that, within a few seconds, it will give you a report. It will generate a report based on your text, and it will see what it gives you. This is what it gives. This is an analysis report. So what is here? Analysis में you see some prioritized terms here on the left hand side. ये वो terms हैं जो आपने अपने text में use किए हैं, आपके अपने thesis में, आपके अपने script में जो आपने use किए हैं, right? So these are the prioritized terms. You can actually change their weighing, right? For example, if you don't want Victorians to be too much emphasized, you just drag it over there. Or if you want fantasy fiction to be searched more, it will keep on updating the data just as you make the change in it, right? So, and again, if you want to add any other term, if in the existing term you want economy to be, let's say, Hamlet to be a part of it, then add this term over here and it would incorporate and update the results at the same time. You see, updating the search results, and the search results will be updated at the same time, and you will be having an updated search for your text. Then identified terms में you can select if you feel the need कि agronomy or anti-science has been excluded from my search, then add this. Click on this one and it will be again updated. Search results will be updated and you will be having a complete list again with the added terms. So text analyzer will help you build your literature based on your document or your content, right? And the process of downloading is exactly the same. आप जो click करेंगे, let's say if it's relevant, click on download, and it will be downloaded. So this is JSTOR's text analyzer. Google Scholar's citation search. This is probably you have seen this feature. Google Scholar actually allows you to see what other articles have cited the article that you are viewing. देखा है आपने cited by? Probably, like for example, if you want to see the article that I am viewing, what other articles have cited this particular information. So उसके लिए you have to click on cited by. In like marketing mix, let's say this was our topic. Let's say this is the article that I'm viewing and I want to see what other people have cited this article. So I would click on cited by unique here. And it would give me further citations and the links to the ones that have cited this article. Right? So it would have obviously helped me build the research or build the literature based on the previous content. So this is basically linking the literature with one and the other. Similar to this one, Taylor and Francis also. It's again a very famous database. Taylor and Francis, are you familiar with these? Taylor and Francis. Taylor and Francis. So Taylor and Francis database also has a citation search feature. वो कैसे है? It also gives citation of other articles. Like for example, I'll open up and I'll show you a demo. Let's put in a keyword here. Click on journals to see what are the journals on biology. Let's say this one, RNA biology. Okay, there's another thing that I want to show you all. Not all the databases give this feature, but the ones that they give an important significant information that is of the impact factor. तो ये जो आपको यहाँ पर नजर आ रहा है, आपको journal का impact factor भी sometimes देते हैं. Not, and again I'm saying that not every database gives you this information. Some databases नहीं देते, but Taylor and Francis has this feature that it gives the impact factor of the journal for most of the journals, and Springer Link also gives impact factor information for most of the journals. So this is RNA biology. This is the journal. Now click on citation search and select a particular volume. Let's say I want to see volume 5, issue 1. And if I remember the start page, I would write, otherwise I just leave it. Now scroll down. This is the RNA biology's issue, volume 5, issue 1. Let's say this is the article that is of my need and I want to see what are the citations for this article. Click on the title and click on citations. So it would give me, this is the list from all other publishers, articles from other publishers. So these are the linked citations for this particular article title, right? So this is a feature that not every database has, but the ones that have, I've shown you to give the demo for that so that you can experience and practice it. Okay, HEC Digital Library that we have seen, most reliable and credible sources. Is there anything that you want to specifically see from HEC Digital Library? Because we're almost moving towards the end of the presentation. Okay, we have questions at the end. Okay, this is something that we have just chalked down for you. All you can note it down. These are some free online resources apart from subscribed ones. So if you want to have a look at these, you can have a look at these. Some search engines. These are for sciences. First one is worldwidescience.org, the Global Science Gateway, Public Library of Science. These are free sources that have articles and journals in them. Open access databases हैं कुछ जिसमें सबसे पहले ब्रिटिश लाइब्रेरी एथोस है. Just like ProQuest eBook Center, ProQuest dissertations and thesis, that was subscribed, वो priced था. But this one, ये जो British Library Ethos है, this one is open source, ये free है. So you just need to have a login on it. And once you have a login, you can have an access to like millions of theses on that. So you don't have to wait for subscription. That you can do at, this search is something that you can do at your homes as well. Open access thesis and dissertation एक site है OATD that helps you search thesis and dissertation. These are also open access. Directory of open access journals है Doge, which is very famous. Doge, that is directory of open access journals. So it is a directory of open access journals. Obviously, again, these are not subscribed, so you can search these at your homes as well and save your time. Some open coursewares like MIT Open Courseware that will help you in your research and in your down. Open Courseware Consortium and Virtual University of Pakistan that you all know. Should I move? You have noted this down. Okay, last stage is of evaluating scholarly resources. Scholarly resources evaluation is quite necessary. And first thing first, what you do in evaluating the scholarly resources, initial appraisal. What you see when you have an article or an information package in front of you, you check the author first, you check the year of publication, check the edition, if it's like available there. Publisher, is it reputable? You need to check those because you don't want to publish your article, preferably with unreputable publishers. Then title of journal, it should be well known. Impact factor, like I just said, that you can see the impact factor from some of these databases. Peer reviewed, is it peer reviewed or not? Content analysis, you have to check who is the intended audience. Objectivity, ऐसा तो नहीं है the material that you are viewing is subjective, is biased, so you have to check objectivity. Coverage, what is the subject coverage? Is it covering the scope of your topic or not? Writing styles, that is the citations and all, and reviews. Okay, then there is a chart that says it's a simple difference between some popular and scholarly journals. How would you distinguish or identify, differentiate between popular and scholarly journals? So popular journals, they are more commercial, whereas scholarly are usually from an association, like Journal of Economic Psychology and all. Audience, जो popular की होती है, they're quite general readers होते हैं, but जो scholarly journals होते हैं, उनके जो audience है, they're academicians, they're researchers, they're like professors and all, students. Appearance, colorful, illustrated, they're quite plain, उनका look काफी plain होता है. Writing style, उनका काफी informal होता है, but these are scholarly resources that are quite formal. They follow a writing style, they follow a layout, they follow a citation style as well. Authors, advertising, article type, short, non-technical होता है, but they have very long technical findings के साथ and all that. Illustrations, often illustrated for marketing appeal, but these illustrations support the text. They are the claims that support the text. And examples where you can see we have journals, we have online and printed journals. You've all seen journals, so it's quite familiar. Evaluating websites. So evaluating websites again is very necessary since we're talking about online information. So you need to check accuracy. When you're viewing a particular website, information on a particular website, you need to see how accurate is the information, right? Can you contact the author? Normally, क्या होता है articles के ऊपर, but it's a norm that the author's email is there, right? But somehow, if it's not there, you might come across difficulty. अगर आपको उसमें से कोई scale चाहिए और आपको email करना है author को, it becomes a difficulty. So the contact information should be there. Is there any editor or someone who checks the information? Editor होना चाहिए journal का. Is the information free of grammatical mistakes? So accuracy would need to be checked. Authority, who published the document? So for journal articles, it should be a proper organization or an association. or a very well-known reputable publisher. Check the domain of the document, what institution publishes this document. This is need to be checked. Objectivity, like I said, you need to check what are the goals and objectives of this page. Is there any information that is biased or not? What opinions are expressed by the author? If the topic is controversial, is the presentation balanced or not? Right? Pro and cons, दोनों लिखे हैं कि नहीं? Currency. Currency means how recent or current is the information. So for sciences, those who are of sciences, they all obviously they need the most recent information. So उसके लिए you need to check currency. That obviously from you can get anything from the publication date as well. When was it produced? When was it last updated? If it's a website, if you're viewing a website information, then you have to check when it was updated. तो नॉर्मली आपने देखा होगा कि जो अच्छी क्रेडिबल वेबसाइट्स होती हैं वो नीचे आपको कंटेंट के नीचे लिखा होता है इट हैज बीन अपडेटेड ऑन fana date, right? So the date has to be there. It should be like written. And coverage. How in depth is the material? Is it covering? क्या subject coverage है उसकी? Are the links evaluated? Is the page completed or still under construction? For websites, you need to check whether the page is under construction or the information here is complete, is full-fledged. That's it. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, you can ask.
I'm doing some meta-analysis, and when I search on different databases, different articles, then I have to remove the duplicate articles. If we have searched on, say, PubMed, a search engine, we have 4,000 articles, or in Google Scholar or in other repositories, we have a different number of articles. We have to remove the duplicates. I am not finding a way how to remove these duplicates. Can you help me?
You can use these resources that I just referred to instead of using Google Scholar. These are more specific in their searches and they don't include duplicate articles. So, like, what is your subject?
In meta-analysis, we draw a Prisma flow sheet. In Prisma flow sheet, we search articles on different databases. In almost all databases. So no article is left. So at the end, we have to remove the duplicates. So I thought that if you could help me.
There is no search technique to like exclude any duplicate articles. That depends upon your, I think your search query. If you're using the same terms again and again, the duplication would be removed. Probably.
Two questions. One is that how to check if the journal is,